Hi, this is Crips DM Showcase by Bryce Singleton, Casey McClellan, and Marfo Amwa Owusu. Alright, so what is Crips DM? Crips DM is the most popular data mining technique in the world. It is utilized by a whole lot of companies, as you see in the third dot. Crips DM stands for Cross Industry Standard Process for Data Mining. In 2014, 43 of companies used Crips DM. That is what I was talking about, where it is very, very popular. And the main reason why it is popular for its efficiency and effectiveness. It is very good at what it does. It's very effective, very quick, very efficient. Crips DM process. The Crips DM process is a 6-step process. The steps are supposed to be followed in order for your success. Otherwise, especially if you're new to Crips DM, this is what you want to do. You want to follow it in steps. Steps are used as like directions, so you really, really want to follow the steps. Following steps is essential to the Crips DM success. Step 1. Understanding the problem statement. Step 1 focuses on the understanding what goals of the project are and what the requirements are. Also, things such as constraints can be discussed in this step. Basically, this step just involves planning for the project. This step is all about planning and figuring who does what does what is who is doing what is going on, pretty much. Sorry. In any other project, it is crucial to plan. This creates organization with a team and a better understanding of goals and expectations. That's what I was talking about earlier. Step 2, understanding the data. You must first take in this step, collect the data. This step can take a long time and be tedious. Then you must go through activities to familiarize yourself and the team or even business with the data collected. Make observations. This is very key, Make observations about the data from the hypothesis based on the data. Make reasonable assumptions from the data. Find relationships between the data and the step. Your data must be prepared before it is used. That's why this step is so important. If you do not prepare your data before you use it, you're just gonna have a bunch of mumbo jumbo, which is not usable for anything. Step 3, preparing the data. So for step 3, you have to build the final data set from the data you gathered. The task can be iterative. It is important to prepare the data because in data mining, it is obvious you need data. In this step, you just analyze the data. So for 5 steps in preparing the data you have, you're gonna gather. Gathering is just simply just collecting the data. You're gonna cleanse. Cleansing is making sure data is not incorrect, and neatly put together and understandable for others. Format is just suit the data, which means you must transform or augment the data. Blending is just combine the data from different sources to achieve your goal. And then 5, sampling is split the data and focus on the important aspects of the data. Alright, step 4, perform data analysis. In this step, figure out what techniques should be used to reach the solution. This step is where you design prototypes, you design models, and also redesign to adjust them. This step is also where you determine the data requirements. Basically, in this step, you're just planning for the solution, right? This step also creates organization and begins to analyze the solution. This is important because you cannot reach a solution unless you plan for it and decide on which approach to take. This keeps everyone on the same page as well. Step 5, validating the data. Um, just make sure your results match the goals and expectations. See if data needs adjusted or if you're free to move on. Perform testing with users. Analyze what could result in the failure. And testing and checking data is important because you may be harmful to users or not work users, or it may not even work if it's not tested, right? You want to make sure it works and the data works. If it doesn't work, then there's no use to having it, right? You just messed up. Step 6 is preparing and visualizing the data. Make decisions based on the data and valid research. This model is usually not the end of the project. Continue to let end users analyze the product. Yeah. And those are our sources right here. Data mining using DM methodology, engineering education program section. What is CRISP-DM and understanding CRISP-DM. These are our sources right here. And thank you for listening to our showcase on CRISP-DM. Thank you.